coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, yeah, they're going to be there. Playing in front of them in an NBA uniform for the first time is going to be a special moment for me. Now, I know all of Harlem's going to be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good, though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And now be ready.
The Nets play before the hometown crowd, and we've got it for you tonight, live from Brooklyn, New York. The Milwaukee Bucks coming to this one following a loss to the Raptors in Toronto.
Yeah, they were able to keep it close for the most part, but you could just tell they were not in sync as a unit.
Greg, you're exactly right. It couldn't have been worse, in my opinion. They didn't look fresh at any point in the game. Just seemed to be flat and listless, no spark.
And so off. For Milwaukee, they've gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks.
You know, the Nets really kind of drifted along for the first part of last season, treaded water, but after the All-Star break, they stepped on the gas, put themselves right back in the playoff picture.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds, and they look strong here in the early going. No way to mess that one up, Kevin. I mean, he powered it down with both hands.
Not this guy. He is a superb finisher.
And when he gets near the hoop, guys, he is a tour de force.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn Nets.
Brooklyn making a change here. Ellington's checked in. Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to Memphis.
The offense just struggled mightily in that game. They went stretches where points just became very difficult to come by.
And ironically, their play wasn't that bad. It was just their shot making that went AWOL.
And Jack, here we go. Rebounded by the Bucks.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And a wide open look for Freak. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Now Ellington. Left side, Jack. To halt the run. That's good.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
Bucks leading by 5. Freak dishes to Antetokounmpo. Mayo kicks to Parker. To the paint. And stolen by Ellington. And here we go. Fast break. Ellington's got the ball. Here's Jack. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Parker passes the Freak. In the corner, Mayo with it. The pass to Freak. Bucks passing it around. Clock at 6. Antetokounmpo dishes to Freak. Can't get it to go. Nets trail by 3. Jack with it. 11 points for him in that last game against Memphis.
And was a force on the defensive side as well. 4 steals over the course of that game.
Well, the Bucks shooting 56% in this first quarter. An outstanding start for this offense.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Now here is Jack. Here's Robinson. That one rolling around and rims out. Milwaukee leading by 5. Mayo into the lane. Dishes it to Freak. Shot is no good. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. They're getting their first look of the season at the Bucks in this one.
And they lost the season series against this squad last year, so trying to bounce back.
It's also changing it up. Young's checked in for Bargnani. Johnson comes in for Hollis Jefferson, and Bogdanovich is subbed in for Wayne Ellington. We've got Johnson. Jarrett Jack is out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Thomas Robinson, and it's Young, and it's the 4. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Well, Milwaukee last year became just the 9th team in NBA history to go from Greg being the worst in the league to a playoff team.
Unbelievable what they accomplished. And they had a tough matchup in the first round with the playoff season Bulls, however. Things didn't go well, but they did get some valuable experience from that effort.
First one falls for him.
Well, as you said, guys, I mean, the Bucks struggled early in their series against the Bulls, but they got the momentum and forced a Game 6, but then were blown out at home to end the series. Ended up losing by 54. That's right, 54. Wow.
He hits both from the stripe.
And as you said, the Bucks lost on their home floor. One thing about that series is the Bucks introduced their new logo. They gave away free playoff tickets to anyone that turned in their old red gear. Not a bad deal in my book.
My goodness, he sure can get off the ground.
One of the best in the business for sure. You're right.
I tell you what, he is an imposing finisher around the rim. He makes it look a little too easy.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Pass to Bogdanovich. And stolen by Freak. And here we go. Carter Williams heading to the hoop. Finished off the break. Carter Williams has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
And Jack kicks to Bogdanovich. He feeds it to Robinson. Joe Johnson on the wing. Takes the 13-footer, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Johnson's got 4 this quarter.
That's a shot he shouldn't be afraid to take more often.
That is good. And the Bucks lead by 6.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession. And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Carter Williams kicks to Freak. No good with the triple. Brooklyn's gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. A nice shot by Bogdanovich.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
The Bucks have gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter, up over 50%. Here's Monroe. And no good as it rattles out.
And the D does just enough to throw off his rhythm on that shot.
Floats one up. That ties it up. 6 points now for Jack.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
In the corner, Middleton with it. Shot clock at 6. That's good from 17 feet away. Middleton's got 12.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Screen by Young. And Jarrett Jack, the bucket on the assist by Johnson. Jack's got it all tied up now for the Nets. Milwaukee's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Bucks passing it around. Carter Williams kicks to Freak. Middleton against Johnson, and that one's good. 14 points for Chris Middleton.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Well, it's interesting. The defense continues to back off, expecting them to attack the rack, but they just continue to pull up and knock down those mid-range jumpers.
And Young, here we go. No good off the back of the rim. The Bucks shooting impressively throughout at 62%. Middleton the pass to Carter Williams. Freak dishes to Parker. Freak kicks to Monroe. Releases from 15. And again, it's Milwaukee converting.
Oh, the turnaround jumper. That was just beautiful. And Greg Monroe really has had a good young career despite playing out of position for much of it. He has the size and skill set of an agile center, but was made to play power forward in Detroit once they drafted Andre Drummond. And that took some getting used to.
We're talking about Greg Monroe, and Greg, you gave us a nice little synopsis. He doesn't have Clark the long-range jumper. Teams are now asking out of that position in this day and age in the NBA.
Yeah, more teams want that stretch power.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. And that concludes the first half. Bucks ahead, leading by 9. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Gentlemen, here with Joe Johnson. And Joe, what's going to be the key for this team in the second half?
Well, we got to come out with more focus and intensity. You know, we got to pick it up, man. We got to get stops in the second half, man. Pick it up defensively. Offensively, we're pretty good, but defensively, they get too many easy baskets.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thanks so much, Doris, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back in there for the start of the third quarter after this break.
Okay, guys, solid play so far. I like what I'm seeing. But just a few things to talk about before the second half. First things first, how about the job we've done in the paint offensively? It was men against boys down there. We've had our way with them. Our focus has to be operating as much as possible from the low block. Something I have liked is our movement off the ball and all the good looks it's created for us. Keep finding those open shots on the floor. And just to talk about what we want for the pace of the game, I'd say nice and steady suits us just fine. It doesn't have to be a track meet. That's it for now, guys. Let's go get that W.
The second half just about to get going here. Without question, Chris Middleton displaying his skills today.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though,
Robinson's checked in for the Nets. Freaks checked in for the Bucks. Nets trail by 8. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Freak, he's in at shooting guard. Greg Monroe is out there with Jabari Parker. Then it's Carter Williams, and it's Henson in at center. Here's Bogdanovich. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Nets were pretty far back from relevance at times last season, as we saw. It took a late season hot streak for them, Greg, to get into the playoff picture.
Yeah, and that was a neck-and-neck race with the Pacers right till the very end. Not exactly what they had in mind at the start of the season, but they did pull through.
And Monroe kicks to Carter Williams. Screen by Monroe. There's the dish to Freak. Parker passes to Freak. Here's Henson. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Henson's got the lead up to 9 now for the Bucks.
pretty passing, timely recognition, as to where the open man was.
Bogdanovich dishes to Jack. There's a screen by Robinson. And it's Johnson penetrating. Can't get it to fall.
Solid job by them on the glass here tonight. +8 in rebounding.
You know what? That rebound has always been a critical element of the game, and that's why they are now understanding how to win.
And the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the strike.
Rejected. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Johnson, wide open, he fires.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Here's Carter Williams. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Carter Williams has got 13 points. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Charity stripe shot. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim. And that's now 17 points here for Thaddeus Young. Carter Williams kicks to Monroe. Stolen by Robinson. Here's Bogdanovich. He's got 14. Passes to Jack. Shoots from 14. Here's Robinson. Parker with the steal. Knocked away. And it's out of bounds to the Bucks as Milwaukee retains possession. Bargnani is checked in for Thaddeus Young. The Bucks also changing it up. And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Parker. And it's Mayo in for Michael Carter-Williams. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
After a first half where he had just one turnover, fellas, things have changed in the second. They're starting to pile up on him now.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for Bogdanovich. Bargnani against Henson. Bargnani kicks to Johnson. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Bucks.
They've knocked down plenty of mid-range jumpers in this one. That's been big for them.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Antetokounmpo passes the Freak. Poked away. It's stolen by Jack. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries. Milwaukee leading by 5. And out of bounds is Brooklyn gains possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
And the Nets making a change here. Hollis Jefferson's checked. Brooklyn making some changes. Brook Lopez is checked in for Bargnani. Young comes in for Jarrett Jack. And it's Johnson in for Wayne Ellington. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Henson's checked in for Antetokounmpo. Parker comes in for O.J. Mayo. Freak's checked in for Vasquez. And it's Carter Williams in for Jared Bayless. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Johnson. Then it's Young. Then it's Robinson. And it's Lopez in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. To the left wing. Henson dishes to Carter Williams. Just 3 to shoot. Gets the 14-footer to fall. Carter Williams has got the lead up to 12 now for Milwaukee.
He's so tough to guard. He can fake you one way and then just spin right by you.
Here's Robinson, and the layup falls.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this.
Carter Williams kicks to Monroe. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got assist number 7 for him tonight. Young outside. They double in with Freak. Down low. A slam dunk by Robinson.
And this offensive explosion has narrowed the gap.
almost happened too late, partner. I mean, their offense didn't come alive until they were nearly out of it, but it is alive now.
Monroe, the pass to Freak. And it's Carter Williams in the corner. Feeds it to Freak. The high post shot. Rebound, Thomas Robinson. The Nets on offense. They're on a 12-4 run. Johnson outside. He's looking for Lopez and finds him. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target.
Got it. Let's get the ball inside.
It's stolen. Hollis Jefferson passes to Johnson. That is good. Johnson's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Robinson. To the middle, here's Lopez. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
It's as if the defenses have just given up.
Yeah, you know, the pace has only picked up the deeper we've gotten into this game, which is remarkable. It speaks to the endurance and stamina of these teams, and it's also been a lot of fun to watch.
Henson dishes to Carter Williams. 5 on the clock. With the shot. Brooklyn with the rebound. Johnson's got 4 rebounds in this game. For the 3. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Pass to Freak. Takes a 3. But they'll get another chance.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball.
Lopez with the steal. And now Young running the floor all by himself.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And stolen by Freak. Carter Williams kicks to Monroe. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. 18 points for Greg Monroe.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Nets trail by 10. Hollis Jefferson passes to Robinson. Here's Hollis Jefferson. And it's Johnson penetrating. That's good.
Nice pass there to set that bucket up.
And that's 10 of their last 12 points that have come off assists.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 8 of 16 from the field in the 4th, exactly 50%.
Let's get the ball inside.
Monroe against Lopez. Monroe dishes to Freak. Johnson with the block. There's Hollis. Oh! Did you see that? Whoa! Man, oh man!
You know, on the surface, it might seem questionable to attempt a dunk like that when you're behind, but I think he's just trying to give him a spark.
And what a dunk it was.
And he's got that awe factor. Even look at us. We're all sitting here just waiting for when he goes airborne.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Poked away. Robinson passes to Hollis Jefferson. Young with no one around. No good on the triple. Milwaukee leading by 6. Carter Williams kicks to Parker. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Looking at the game for Parker, 12 points, and he's done a good job distributing the ball as well.
And you can't really place a value on what that means to a team. His passing has really helped their cause.
Free throw good by Parker.
And the Bucks arguably were the best story in the Eastern Conference last year. How about going from the bottom of the...
And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now we send you to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who's standing by in our studio.
the 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Michael Carter Williams. He was the steady and reliable hand throughout the game tonight, stepping into more of a leadership role in this performance tonight.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
Boom, boom, boom. That's right, Ernie, instruments. This guy was instrumental tonight in making sure they avoided a second straight loss. They needed somebody to step up tonight, and he was their guy.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson.
What a life, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, I'm living the dream. Mad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell, and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, "Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him." That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the big casinos on the Strip. Oh, stymied. He would come back to MIT with suitcases filled with $200,000 in cold cash.
What?
Yeah.
So your man Izzy was getting hit off like that?
Like a fat rat in a cheddar cheese factory, freak.
Okay, so what happened to this dude Izzy? Because he's dope.
No, not dope. Dead. After he'd been missing for 3 weeks, the Nevada State Police never found hide nor hair of Isidore. And our friendship took a hit when he asked me to hang out with him in Vegas, and I said I wouldn't do it because I knew he was on a dark and twisted path in his life. And yes, he was my dude. But no way was I gonna throw my life away trying to show my loyalty to a guy who really and truly didn't understand what loyalty was all about.
So this meeting is about Vic.
Correctamente.
Okay, well, sir, Vic isn't Izzy.
And why's that, freak?
Well, for one thing, you and your dead friend Izzy didn't grow up poor. Me and Vic grew up in a neighborhood where we had to look over our shoulder every 2 seconds to make sure nobody was going to walk up on us and rob us.
True. Izzy and I did not grow up in the hood. But we, like you, thankfully grew up in a 2-parent household. But even that wasn't enough for Izzy. He wasn't satisfied. He was always looking for a 5-alarm fire when he already had the warmth and comfort of a loving family. This is not about class warfare, freak. This is about the consequences of making bad choices and risking it all when you feel like you have nothing to lose.
Vic is like a brother to me, sir.
But you shouldn't be Brother Vic's keeper, freak. Would a brother go looking for trouble and put your career and your livelihood at risk by getting into fights at nightclubs and seedy after-hour joints and then scream to the media, yeah, it's all good, I'm an FOF, friendo freak. It's all misunderstanding. Y'all be haters, don't hate my game. I don't think a brother would do that to someone they really cared about, but a guy who looked at you like a meal ticket would.
No. So you don't understand Vic.
Really? I don't understand.
No.
Look, man, it was a misunderstanding with the guy in the next VIP booth. His honey started flirting with me, so naturally I started flirting back. Next thing I know, Captain Cornball's off my grill piece beefing. Next thing he know, he got a 2-piece and a biscuit on his left eye. Hey, I don't know who hit him. And it damn sure wasn't me. Hey, Captain Cornball's mad because I'm an FOF, friend of freak. Hey, but check this out, though. He needs to train that hottie before he leave the house, though. Yo, he's hotties ain't loyal, man.
What's there to understand? Are you freaking blind? You know, I just want to know, how much did you pay your lawyers to make all this go away?
Almost 100,000.
Excuse me, son, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I paid almost $100,000.
Exactly. And if you keep riding shotgun with Vic, you're gonna go broke. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Look, Vic is my friend, and I grew up with him. How many times I gotta tell you, sir?
Freak, this is not a request. I am not asking you to do this. I am telling you to do this. And the first order of business is that Mr. Vic Van Leer is banned from traveling with you on the road. Vic is banned from the locker room. And Vic is banned from this arena. And if I catch this guy, Vic, in or anywhere near the facilities, Mr. Vic Van Leer will be arrested for trespassing.
Are you serious, sir?
Brother, I'm as serious as cancer. We all know that can be deadly.
You know, when me and Vic were kids, playing summer tournaments at the Dome, we always imagined making it to the pros, right? And after the crowds left, just a street light was on the court, like 11:30, 12 midnight, even 1 in the morning sometimes. We used to practice player introductions, running on the court, giving dab, high-fiving the teammates. Vic, he would act as an announcer. You know, he would introduce me and announce my name on a loudspeaker, and the Jumbotron would flash my image like a little guy dressed in long shorts and a jersey. And now, fresh off his 3-game, 62-point scoring streak, the youngest player to ever do so in NBA history, Frequency Vibrations. So me and Vic would sit in those empty bleachers at the Dome and dream like nobody's business. And now I'm living a dream. For real. And in so many ways, Vic was part of that.
Please, listen to me. I mean, I know this guy's your dude from way back.
Look, me and Vic go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
That's good. We go way back. Did you say front seats?
Front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
We go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac. Well, Jiminy Crickets. I'm gonna be the hit once again at Herbie Allen's Sun Valley Shindig because my fellow billionaires love it when I walk and talk that talk.
So that almost sounds...
No, let me tell you exactly what it sounds like. I respect, admire, and most importantly, love you as a human being and a role model. But I pay you a lot. And I mean, I pay you a lot of money to play for my team. And I am in this game to win it. And you can't win it with an albatross around your neck like Vic. So Vic is done. History. And here's some more lingo that I picked up from a former megastar who used to play for me several seasons ago. Thought I would never release him until I did. And now he's the 6th man on a struggling team in Venice. And yeah, I'm talking Venice with the canals and the gondolas and Harry's Bar, not the street ballers next to the fortune tellers on the beach in Cali. This guy used to tell me when he thought there was a player destroying our team, don't be a hero, cut that zero. And that is what I am telling you about Vic, freak. Don't be a hero, cut that zero. The only thing Vic brings into your life is headache and unwanted and unnecessary negative attention. And it will begin to affect your mindset. And when it affects your mindset, it's gonna affect your play. And when it affects your play, it's gonna affect my team. And when it affects my team, it's gonna affect my money. And if it affects my money, Google Translate will become your new freaking friend. I want a championship ring, freak, and I want you to help me get that ring. And banners after banners hanging from the rafters in this arena. So, freak, hear me clearly and hear me good. V, G, Vic, gotta go! handle your business. And remember, that contract you signed contains a morality clause, a very important clause that revolves around your conduct on and off the court, and how it can negatively impact my team. Now, I don't want you to have to learn Italian or Croatian as a second language. And hey, playing pro ball overseas, there's nothing wrong with that. But the arenas are nothing like this, nor will the money be the same. And on top of all of that, this is the US of A, the greatest freaking country in the world. Ask yourself, is Vic worth all that? Think about it. Think long, think wrong.
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We actually, we have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me and to my family. You could see even Cece, has issues with him, but he still loves her. He still loves her.